Pedro Pascal to play Reed Richards. I've said question mark. I've said question mark, or I've put question mark there because it's not confirmed by any means. It's come in from, I believe, who was it? Deadline reported it. Yes, no, it wasn't Deadline. It was not Deadline. It was... Who reported it? Come on, fuckface. Someone reported it anyway, that he was in talks with Marvel and that he was about to be cast as Reed Richards. And my immediate reaction to this was one of mild disappointment, and that's not a reflection on Pedro Pascal as an actor or as a man. I think he's a great actor. Love him as a guy. I love watching the Lad Bible Snacks video series on YouTube, and him with Jon Favreau was one of the better ones, where he was bringing the Chilean food in. Or he wasn't bringing it in, they were bringing it to him when he was eating it, and the genuine happiness that the food was bringing him, I was living vicariously through him, because I get that kind of happiness from eating food as well. So I have to stress, Pedro's a fucking great guy. He's a brilliant actor. But my initial take on this was one of mild disappointment. I was slightly underwhelmed by the casting choice, purely because I think in my heart of hearts I wanted John Krasinski, but now that he's been sullied with that variant performance in Multiverse of Madness, part of me also would be kind of pleased that it's not John Krasinski too, because once you've been dirtied with that stank from Multiverse of Madness, I don't think there's any coming back from that. Treated like a bitch, wiped out like you were nothing, like an ant on a sort of villa floor in Holiday. Once you've lived through that, it's very hard to get your respectability back as a character moving forward. And I know they can say it's a variant, but he's got that stank on him. So I'm kind of glad it's not John Krasinski, but Pedro Pascal, man. I'm not the only one that shares this. I have been looking about, and there is other people sharing or echoing my sentiments in regards to Pedro Pascal. Why it feels like they're on the wrong pick from Forbes, Paul Tassi. I agree with the reasons he's given, incidentally. My initial thought was, fuck Pedro again. Again, not talking down his acting ability. But the man's everywhere just now. He's in The Last of Us. He's in The Mandalorian. He's in Wonder Woman 1984. He's fucking everywhere, man. It's like a better version of Sam Worthington. And even Tom Hardy a couple of years ago. Where every second film or TV show you watch, he's in it. And it just feels like he's overexposed just now. And again, that's not a bad thing. Man's got to earn a crust. This is his career. This is his vocation, if you'd like. And he has to fucking make money from it. And he's not going to knock back work when you've got roles like this coming up. Because he knows this is potentially a trilogy of movies. And he's going to earn a handsome wage from it. So, can't knock the guy for taking the roles. But it does feel to me like he's everywhere. And just the fit, man, I don't know. It just doesn't feel quite right to me. You look at his age, he's 48 years of age. By the time this movie goes into production, he's 50. By the time it comes out, he's 51. Taught another 3-4 years for a sequel, he's 54. By the end of a trilogy, he's 60. He's a bit fucking old, man. I just think he's a bit old. You have to remember, this guy's not doing the action roles, the actual stunt work. He's not physically on set for much of the Mandalorian shoots. It's a guy in a suit and he's voicing it over. I'm not saying he's not in the suit, because he clearly, we see his face, he's in the suit at times. But much of the sort of legwork is done with actual stuntmen and stuff like that, other guys. So is he going to be in his physical prime when these movies are coming out again and again? Ensemble movies, I presume we release a Fantastic Four movie the next year or so, 2 years, 3 years, and then it leads into the Avengers movies. Is he going to be in the best physical sort of position to take that role on and do it long term, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 years into the future? I have real doubts about this man being cast as Reed Richards, I really do. It's slightly concerning. I'm not knocking him, I think he's a fantastic fucking actor, I'm going to keep saying it, but slightly disappointed. As you can see, I did say no. Is he the right fit for Mr. Fantastic? I says no. 71% of people agree with me. So this is certainly looking like a relative. I mean, it's 6,000 fucking people that voted as well. I have to say, it's not a small subsection of sort of the fandom of society. A sizable proportion of people disagree with this casting. And he's not been casted yet. It's not confirmed. But I don't know. Something feels off it, man. And again, it's the MCU in a microcosm just now. I feel like they're making wrong decisions. And they just weren't making these decisions 10 years ago. When they were casting Chris Hemsworth, they were casting Chris Evans, they were casting Tom Hiddleston, they were casting, I don't know, Scarlett Johansson. Always blanking Clint Barton, actor's name, I don't know why. Fucking hell, why they always blank his name? It's so annoying. Jesus Christ. When they were casting these guys though, man, and these gals, they were getting it right. Again and again and again and again. Everything was bang on, apart from Ben Kingsley. But they've even saved that now, thanks to Destin Daniel Cretton and what he did in Simu and Shang-Chi, I should say. This wasn't something they were doing. People were, even if they weren't sure about an actor, they were quickly won over. And it may be the case with Pedro. He may take this role on and he may win everyone over. He is a fantastic fucking actor. But it just feels like they're starting to make decisions, wrong decisions. And I'm worried. I'm not saying he's going to be terrible, but I'm worried. I don't really get on board with this train though. I've thought that John Krasinski is the guy, and that he's always been the guy, and that we can't have any other actor stepping into the role. As I say, he's got a bit of a stank on him from that appearance in Multiverse of Madness. That didn't quite work for me, that. He was off in that role, in that little scene. The scene itself was pretty fucking abominable. It wasn't great. It made all those characters look like bitches. Although that guy with the sort of screaming power, he was to obviously Wanda Maximoff was to be worried because he would scream and she would die. She turns around and says, "What mouth?" And he's no mouth. That character could fuck off. He deserved to look like a bitch. But the other ones, come on. Captain Britain, I think it was Hayley Atwell. You've got Charles Xavier and Reed Richards. They were all made to look like bitches in that scene. And as I did say, without repeating myself, there's a stank on Krasinski's sort of version of that character for that reason. And part of me doesn't even want him now in the role. He wouldn't be the guy I'd go to if it fell through with Pedro Pascal. I don't know who they cast. I don't know what they do. Someone mentioned Adam Driver. I don't know, man. Is Adam Driver Mr. Fantastic? Is he? Really? Is he the guy you're looking for? He's got a very particular vibe, is Adam. He's got a particular look. And it's not screaming Mr. Fantastic to me. Everything I've said about Krasinski stands, but he does have that vibe. He just feels like Mr. Fantastic. He's got that sort of salt and pepper look. He's got the right level of maturity, but still youth on his side to a degree. I don't know where to go now, man. I really don't. I could speak about this for fucking years and years and years and just keep going round in circles. I'm slightly concerned about this casting. I really am, man. It's off to me. It's not feeling right. But then, who the fuck am I? But a shit kicker from Glasgow, talking on the internet. My opinion means nothing. Nothing. So, yeah, I mean, look, I think it's Daniel Rickman who has brought this news, and I think he's been on the money quite a few times in regards to MCU stuff, so he certainly seems to know his shit. So I think it's looking more and more likely that Pascal is going to be the man to play Reed Richards moving forward. It is also looking like Vanessa Kirby is going to be the person to play Sue Storm in the movie. And again, is she not playing the wife? Is Sue Storm not the wife of Reed Richards? Am I barking up the wrong tree here? Is that right? I may be wrong. But really, she's 35. He's 47. What the fuck? Really? Now, she is most definitely someone who I could see playing Sue Storm, 100%. I can see that happening. She's got youth on her side, years worth of potential to play this character. Fantastic actor, really enjoyed her in the Mission Impossible movies. She's in Napoleon, she's getting praised for Napoleon. She's a fantastic actor. And she just looks like Sue Storm. She is the perfect casting for Sue Storm. That's an example of something just feeling right. Rosario Dawson is an example of something feeling right. When she was getting rumoured to play Ahsoka, it just felt right. David Corenswet for Superman, it just feels right. Robert Pattinson for the Batman, when it was announced, it felt right to me. People were blowing back against Robert Pattinson being cast as the Batman. I was telling them to shut the fuck up, because the man's career post Harry Potter and post Twilight has been one hit, sort of sleeper hit and cult classic after another. Working with some of the best directors in the business. He's built a great career. He's developed as an actor. It felt right to me. And I'm sure there's other examples I'm missing out where casting feels right. I'd love to see Heath Ledger. I loved Heath Ledger back in the day. I liked 10 Things I Hate About You and things like that. I wasn't alert enough to him being cast as Joker. I wasn't even aware of the Batman Begins movie until Stephen actually told me about it. And then I went and watched it and was blown away by it. So I was late to the party in the whole Christopher Nolan Batman trilogy. I missed the blowback on Heath Ledger. But I don't know, man. It's just something about this doesn't feel right for Pedro Pascal. Vanessa Kirby I'd be on board for. Pascal, not so much. She's just too oversaturated now. He's everywhere, man. And that's worrying when an actor's everywhere. He's going to burn himself out. And if he makes one misstep, he's fucked. So I want to see this guy picking and choosing his roles wisely. He's a great actor and a great guy. And I don't think this is the right role for Pedro. I really don't. But look, it is what it is.